Good evening. My name is Ulysses Hine. I am the professor for your legal research course. I am going to be teaching you about legal research and secondary sources for an assignment today. So I want to go ahead and share my screen to begin with so that I can show you all the materials that I am going to be going over. If you can see here, this is our writing assignment, and we are looking at a hypothetical that is looking at the landlord is seeking to evict your client because her companion dog, which helps with her illness, violates the no pets policy. So your research for a West Virginia or your own state case law on point, at least 3 different ways, and compare the results and processes, and then read a brief and important, in brief an important case you find, and then determine what are the elements, etc., etc. So first of all, we got to look and see what is the question presented in order for us to start a legal research pathfinder or a legal research trail. So now we're talking about landlord tenant law. Right at the beginning, it talks the landlord is seeking to evict. We're talking about an eviction action from a landlord to your client, who's obviously the tenant, because her companion dog, now we're talking about a companion dog. We know that companion dog therapy dogs, animals that are assistance dogs, are very popular these days. And we also know that she also has an illness because the therapy dog helps her with her illness, and it's violating the landlord's no pets policy. So you research for a case and you want to find out what is the law on this issue and how the secondary sources help us. So now I'm gonna go ahead and share with you then how is it that we are going to research the item, and let me see if I can get you to the research trail. To begin with, and I hope you can see this, we are going to look at the libraries to search for items that may be of value for us. So I was looking in the WVU lib.wvu.edu website, or you just go to wvu.edu and look at the libraries link. And then in the research box, look for emotional support animal, or any term that you find that may be helpful, a synonym of companionship or companion animal, etc. So from there, I started searching the emotional support animal, and I found 1,149 different articles that talk about this particular set of terms. And what I did there is that I put it all in a natural language search instead of searching for it as a phrase. So instead of looking for emotional support animals, one thing is looking for any item that has those words in it. So now I'm going to go ahead and close it with a quotation mark so that I can look for it as a phrase and search again to see if I can narrow it down. And now what you see is that we have 26 results on emotional support animals and lawsuits, and disability compliance for higher education, Kent State, $145,000 lawsuit, emotional support animal housing complaints, OCR is a housing accommodation request from the Fair Housing Act. So now we know that the Fair Housing Act is the law that governs this request, and that has to deal with that, just like it says it right on there. And then there's the same article coming back again. And it's a snake, and an emotional support animal, and other different things. So it's just interesting to know about emotional support, what the airlines have to say about it, service and emotional support animal, the relevancy and controversy. But I also want to show you that even within the libraries page, you can select specific types of databases that are helpful for us, such as academic search complete from LexisNexis. I'm sorry about all the moving around. If you just click on the tab that says databases right on there, and you see it starts going databases by subject, and then you click on any of the items that we're looking for. Law will be one that will be good for us. If you see here, we have the LexisNexis Academic, and other items. But another one that's really great for us is that it's Hide Online. And I really want you to know more about Hide Online because it's a great database available to you from the libraries. Databases, which the WVU Libraries has a phenomenal abundance of databases that is not necessarily Westlaw, Lexis, and Bloomberg Law that a law firm would have, but it's more than what you need in order for you to really study and understand law and case law and be able to formulate a research trail. So in here, the item is buffering, trying to find in the Lexis Advanced database, and then we'll look for the emotional support animal again. Now here in the Scholar Google, because it's something I wanted to make sure that you do see, this is that we have here uh, uh, instead of using google.com, which is use scholar.google.com, and then we can look for emotional support animal. And you see that it starts self-populating as well. And you just go ahead and click on there, and you can find how many articles since 2018. Emotional support animal, distress, emotional support animal, the American Disabilities Act, and dogs for emotional support testifying victims of crime. Lots and lots of information that will help you because those secondary sources, what they do is that they teach us about the subject matter, and then they get us to the place where we can find the item in the primary sources. Secondary sources is the foundation. That's how we learn about the subject matter. And then primary sources is the statute or the case law or a regulation if it has something to do with administrative law. So now I want to make sure that we're looking at the same thing. And we're looking at the legislature page just so that you can see that in the legislature page, you can go ahead and search for animals or things like that. Or you can look at the West Virginia Code, which is the dominating code 515.3 here is what it's going to say. And I'm just doing it this in the interest of time because if not, then we'll be out here spending too much time and I want to show you how to use free resources. And in here, 515.3 tells you a service animal means any guide dog, like single dog or animal individually trained to do work or perform tasks for the benefit of an individual with disability, including but not limited to guiding, etc., etc., etc. So you see how that page was able to give us information right there on the code all by itself. And then if we go to the West Virginia Supreme Court page and we look for, I don't know if we're going to have any luck here. I'm going to look for companion animal in the search results. And if you see right at the beginning, right in the search for the West Virginia Judiciary, you can start seeing some cases. One of them is this Haynes case versus Hampshire County Commission. Pet owner is a companion animal. This one is political, obviously nothing to do. Obviously, animal care. You see how it's because it's giving me other resources. Oh, and then here it is. Here's a case right here in Ray Cana Homes Corporation. It's a case that has to do with a companion animal. Then lo and behold, if you can see it right here, it tells you that a landlord person simply may require a tenant service to keep a service animal under the Fair Housing Act. And there is the statute, and there is the Fair Housing Act and the West Virginia Code 511A1 to 511A20, and all of that information telling you about that. And just a minute, did this, and then it will tell you. But now, if you look at the case itself, it tells you what the law is. It gives you the beginning, which is the conclusion or the issue, rule, analysis, conclusion. Here's the issue, what's going on. Here's the actual law, the rule. Here are the facts. Here's the standard of review. Here's the discussion or the analysis that's talking about these are the different components of a brief. And here you see the conclusion that will tell you all those different things. Okay, so I'm hoping that you're able to see that. I'm going to continue sharing with you other sources that I found just by Googling items. And one of them was this tenant resource center just by looking at service animals on Google, and in it gives me all kinds of statutes and items on different states and all kinds of different materials that they have to share and resources on for tenants, for landlords, and all kinds of items that will help an individual that's looking for companion animal and what is happening with the brand and all of those different things. In doing that, I found assisting animals in rental housing, another website that talks about it, what the benefits are. Then I found another one which I found that's very good. It's the West Virginia University Center for Excellence in Disability, and it starts talking about service animals, and it gives you some amazing resources as well. And then from another one that I found is the Michigan State University has a particular page on assistance animal guide dog laws in the United States. And in here, you found the white cane law and West Virginia Code 515.1, etc. And I even found a blog from an attorney that talks about uh, dangers of impersonating service animals. And West Virginia has persecution of individuals who are committing fraud for impersonating service animals to try and get them to get away into places that have no pet restrictions. And then you see the actual federal case that goes there. So I hope that you enjoy the presentation. I hope that you are able to see the many different ways that you can do legal research in a cost-effective manner. Please let me know if you find this useful. If you have any other questions, I would love to be able to talk to you about it in some more. Again, thank you very much, and we will be in touch again soon. Take care. Bye bye.